This marks the 6th part of this manhwa. If you haven't viewed the previous parts, you can access it by clicking the I button located above, or the link is provided in description. Let's aim for 200 likes on today's video. To show your support, consider subscribing to the channel. Let's begin our recap video for today's manhwa. At night, in the nearby forest to Green Mountain, Yeon Clan, Hojeong throws his metal rod aimed at the tree, which bursts through the tree. He recalls the moment when beggar sect successor Jae Duksang reported about the Yeon Clan. Hojeong releases murderous intent that pushes Duksang backward, also causing Duksang pain in his heart. Duksang exclaims, "You bastard, that hurts, so please relax." Duksang thinks such murderous intent. He almost pissed himself. Did he have a grudge against the Yeon Clan in his past life or something? Back to the present, he moves towards trees and transfers his chi into his hand, starting to punch the tree while thinking, his chest is burning. He can't calm down. It was those bastards that dared to kill his father, bury his brother, and burn down the clan. A little later, his father approaches him and notes, it looks like he is venting his anger rather than training. He asks, did something happen? Hojeong replies, it's nothing. He must have gotten impatient because his training progress was so slow. His father remarks, his martial arts are already comparable to squad leaders of other clans. He wished for him to not be impatient. Hojeong agrees. Then his father handed him a scripture. Hojeong inquires about it, and his father explains, his martial arts are very fast-paced. Although his stamina has been able to support him so far, he thought that it must take a large toll on him. And at that moment, there may be an opportunity for a counterattack. Immunity Palm is a counterattack technique. It'll help reinforce his martial arts. Hojeong thinks, of course, he has the 4 Guardian Gods technique. If he used the Azure Dragon Key, then there'll be no problems in counterattacking. But still, what does that matter compared to the thoughtfulness of his father who personally made this book? He then thanks his father. His father asks, do he plan on leaving? Hojeong replies, yes. He planned to leave tomorrow. He thinks if he stay, it'll be difficult to prevent the invasion. He had to see for himself, and judge their strength. His father understood and ordered Hojeong to follow him. Hojeong inquired about it. His father stated he had a present. At midnight, at the market street outside the clan, his father moved towards a nearby blacksmith shop. His father opened the door and questioned old man Payan, asking if he was there. Payan Ilkong responded that he had been waiting, addressing his father as clan leader Yeon. The item his father wanted was ready. His father asked if it was difficult. Payan Ilkong stated that it was not like he was forging it anew, and that 15 days was more than enough. Payan removed the cloth covering the newly made spear, which surprised Hojeong. His father turned around and asked him to check it. Hojeong agreed and thought to himself that the spear was sturdy and heavy, with the weight of the blade being transferred to his hand. His father asked if he liked it. Hojeong exclaimed that the weight of the spear was perfect. His father stated that he thought as much. Hojeong thanked the blacksmith, Payan Ilkong, and they started to return back to Green Mountain Yeon Clan. His father mentioned that he was saying this just in case, but asked if he was thinking of getting married. Hojeong replied that he was not yet. His father said he understood. Hojeong asked if he had found a good marriage partner. His father inquired about his thoughts on the daughter of the Yeon Clan, mentioning that she was said to be a woman of many talents. Hojeong asked why the Yeon Clan specifically. His father explained that the Yeon Clan had suggested they join hands in the trade business, leading him to consider Hojeong's marriage. He mentioned that it was not unusual for families to arrange marriages to strengthen relationships, but he was against loveless marriages. Hojeong thought about the sudden suggestion from the Yeon Clan and wondered what they were like before his regression, after the Yeon Clan was destroyed. The greatest clan at the time was the Yeon Clan, not the Gyujeon clan, which was slowly declining. There seemed to be no connection between the decline of the Yeon Clan and the rise of the Yeon Clan through maritime trade and invasion. This realization left Hojeong feeling uneasy. As Hojeong asked his father one more question, his father inquired about what it was. Hojeong expressed his concern about his father considering a marriage for business purposes, something unlike his usual character. His father revealed that General Administrator Taekyung had suggested the idea. Hojeong thought about General Administrator Taekyung, a man with a friendly smile and a key position managing the clan's finances. Despite his father's reassurance that the suggestion was made for the sake of the clan, Hojeong couldn't shake the feeling that there was a traitor within the clan. As Taekyung enters his house while saying it's too cold outside, Hojeong called him, saying hello, General Administrator. That startled him. Taekyung asks young master why he's here at this hour. Hojeong replied he stopped by because he had something to discuss. Taekyung inquired about it. Hojeong asked do he have some time? A little while later, Taekyung prepared tea and poured it for Hojeong. Then Hojeong stated he heard he brought up the idea of his marriage. Taekyung immediately apologized, saying if he overstepped any boundaries, if it offended him, then please forgive him. Hojeong replied not at all. Taekyung, confused by his answer, Hojeong stated it actually made him feel good. What man wouldn't be happy to be with a beautiful woman? Taekyung agreed with him. Hojeong exclaimed, however, it's a shame that you had poor insight. Taekyung inquired about it. Hojeong explained it's true that Moong Yanhwa is pretty. She's elegant and graceful. However, such an outstanding woman would only make things difficult for him. Moong Yanhwa would rather devour her husband than take care of him. Taekyung said he understands. Hojeong stood up and said so on that note, let him make a request. Taekyung asked about his request. Hojeong stated tell something to father for him, and asked him to introduce him to another woman from the Yeon Clan. That surprised Taekyung and he asked another woman? Hojeong replied he is going to have to get married anyway. Please look for a woman as noble as Moong Yanhwa, so that he is able to be one step closer to the seat of patriarch than Jipyeong. Taekyung questioned what is he talking about. He is the eldest son who'll lead the family in the future. Hojeong exclaimed General Administrator, let's be realistic. Doesn't everyone already know that father will pick Jipyeong as the next vice patriarch? He will remember his hard work, so please play a big role in the future of the Yeon Clan. Taekyung said certainly, then he will follow him. Hojeong stated just trust him, as he opened the door to leave. The next morning, Taekyung said this is a list of documents to review. Patriarch stated he have been worked hard. As he was reviewing the documents, Taekyung said about the first young master's marriage. How about finding another wife instead of Moong Yanhwa? Patriarch asked for reason. Taekyung remarked it seems Moong Yanhwa is too outstanding. Of course, he don't mean that the young master is in any way lacking. He just thought that a woman who would put one's mind at rest, rather than a woman with great talent, would be a better fit for the young master. And there's also the possibility that the Yeon Clan patriarch might reject the marriage. Patriarch asked about the reason why Yeon Clan patriarch might reject it. Taekyung explained he have heard that Moong Yanhwa is a daughter whom the patriarch of the Yeon Clan deeply cherishes. If he were to take the proposal as us asking him to hand over his cherished daughter, then this could damage their business together. It would be best to keep such actions to a minimum. Patriarch thought about for a while and then asked General Administrator Taekyung, do he feel that the business with the Yeon Clan is that important? Taekyung remarked yes, he do, since money is power. If they secure more funds through business with the Yeon Clan, he is certain that the hardships of the people will be greatly reduced. Patriarch stated for the sake of people's livelihood, fine, he will accept it. Taekyung exclaimed he will send a letter asking for a day to meet. Patriarch asked then who will be the young master's bride. It's fine if it's not Moong Yanhwa. As he was about to leave the patriarch's room, Patriarch stated General Administrator Taekyung, thank you for his hard work. Taekyung replied he is glad to hear that he was able to be of help. A little later, as he handed a servant a letter and asked him to send this to the Yeon Clan, the servant agreed. As the servant left, Taekyung with an evil smile on his face, thought it was long 8 years, no it's about 10 years? Today will be the day he end his life of pretending to be from 2 different clans. And now, the patriarch will be able to use the business as an excuse to eat up the Green Mountain Yeon Clan's territory one by one. Lady Yanhwa is impressive. She used herself to cloud the judgment of Yeonwell. Meanwhile 2 guards greeted him by saying good morning General Administrator. Taekyung replied it's a pleasant day, and he thought now the patriarch is one step closer to becoming the strongest in the world. How marvelous! Looking over together at the Yeon Clan gaining the world. That night, at Taekyung's house, Hojeong stated that's Longjing tea? The scent is nice, right? Where did he obtain something so precious? Taekyung laughed and replied he spent all the money he had saved up. He planned to give it to the patriarch. Hojeong noted as expected. He knew he wasn't an ordinary man. While laughing, Taekyung said that's too much praise to a mere scholar. Hojeong stated he jest. He is the one who controls the clan. And Taekyung exclaimed from now on, he planned to work alongside him. Hojeong stated he has finally made his decision. Taekyung exclaimed he will be in his care. Hojeong splashed the tea on the floor while saying he is looking forward to it. Meanwhile, Taekyung questioned what is he doing. Hojeong stated seeing their general administrator playing a big role in creating a clean future for the Yeon Clan. Right, then will he tell him? Where are they all hiding? The rest of his rat bastards. Taekyung asks what is he talking about, young master? Hojeong crushes the teacup and states he is saying he is a spy. Taekyung replies a coward like him is a spy? That's not even possible. Hojeong remarks it's said that when he is planting a spy, he must follow 3 rules. He must be in an inconspicuous place, with an inconspicuous position, and an inconspicuous personality. But he did the exact opposite. The boldness of managing the family finances as the general administrator right beside the patriarch of the clan. He wasn't an ordinary spy, but a special spy. Taekyung exclaims he don't know what this is, but it looks like there's been a huge misunderstanding. Hojeong states a misunderstanding? No, he is certain. And he calls the name of beggar sect successor. And Duksang enters the room saying he didn't want to get involved in another clan's fight. But this wasn't just a simple response, this was a report sent to the Yeon Clan. He seemed to have written it in code. The beggars had quite a hard time decoding it. Taekyung thinks how can that be in their hands? Hojeong states he should stop acting now. Do he want to leave of his own accord? Or do he want to be dragged out? Taekyung thinks he was in trouble. A little while later, 2 guards escort him to prison. One of the guards shouts he could never have expected it to be him. General Administrator, please talk to him. How can he do this after spending 10 years with the Yeon Clan? He dare try to make a fool of them with that shameless look on his face? The second guard comes around saying him to calm down. But the first guard exclaims how can he be calmed down while moving away? The second guard states General Administrator, no spy, be prepared. He will not have an easy death. Meanwhile, Taekyung looks towards the prison window. A little while later, as he sits near the window while saying man who can hear, another person from outside prison window states man who can speak. The northern skies are great skies. Taekyung remarks great sky, hearing that the person throws the key inside. Then Taekyung picks up the key while thinking the hole should be on the lower left. As he inserts the key, a hidden passage opens up through which he leaves. Then one guard asks, "Hey Nile, is there anything unusual?" Nile replies no. Then the other guard asks why is he here? He is not in charge of this area, is he? Nile replies he is here to relieve him of his shift. The guard states he was going to be fine. Nile remarks he starved all day and now he is famished. The guard exclaims he is too carefree. How is food a concern in this situation? Please read the atmosphere. Nile asks about it. The guard states the general administrator was caught as a spy. Nile remarks the pathetic bastard's already been caught. The guard hands Nile money saying go and get some food. Seeing Nile leave, the guard remarks what an easygoing man. A little later, as Nile opens the door of the stable, he becomes confused as there is no one inside. He thinks when it's time for 4 of 10 to be fast asleep. Hojeong states the food's gone cold. Should he buy him some food? There's some good places nearby. A place called the Goyangru. It's fine if he don't want to. If cold rice is fine with him, then that's fine too. However, Nile quickly throws the bowl towards Hojeong to hit him. But he easily dodges it, and then he immediately breaks through the roof. He tries to run, but as he looks around on the rooftop, he finds himself surrounded by members of the Blue Operations Squad. Hojeong states, "Hey, you rat bastard. His contact friend who was in the stable has already been taken by the Blue Operations Squad, so come down immediately, don't test his patience." Meanwhile, the patriarch is cleaning his sword with a cloth, then he stands up and swings it to cut the side of the desk cleanly. On the other hand, Nile jumps down from the roof. And Nile asks who is he? Hojeong notes he is a spy, and he don't even know the face of the first young master? Nile replies no way. He means to say a sheltered rookie like him has full knowledge of the infiltration, their contacts, and knows how to wield weapons? Hojeong remarks. Had he known the circumstances he have endured, he wouldn't make such comments. Then Hojeong stated, do he really have to endure the noise of these rodents at this time? Just kneel before him. Nile circulates his chi, surging forward to launch his attack with his palm. However, Hojeong deftly dodges and deflects Nile's strikes. Nile, astonished, thinks he's deflecting his attacks, and he even knows about the poison on his fingertips. But as long as he can scratch him once, he attempts to attack again. But Hojeong swiftly severs both of Nile's arms, causing him to scream in agony. With a stern tone, Hojeong remarks, he wasn't even prepared to take his own life? What kind of self-confidence is this? before swiftly killing Yeon Hojeong declares their part is finished. Meanwhile, Taekyung, having escaped prison, flees from the Green Mountain Yeon Clan. Suddenly, he halts as he hears a voice ahead. It's none other than the Patriarch, accusing him of deception. Taekyung pleads, "Patriarch, please let him go." The Patriarch, unmoved, replies he still address him as Patriarch, but he cannot grant his request. Taekyung protests, if his lord discovers his demise, chaos will engulf the Yeon Clan. To spare them from bloodshed, he must let him go. The Patriarch states that won't happen, because the spy, Yeon, who infiltrated while pretending to be a prison sentry, and his contact who was at the stables, there is no one left to tell about his death. They were all disposed of. Taekyung inquires how did this happen. The Patriarch remarks, his son is quite capable. He underestimated Hojeong. Taekyung thinks that inexperienced fool made the past 10 years futile. The Patriarch asks for his final words. Taekyung shouts, "Yeon Hojeong, you son of a," but his words are cut off as the Patriarch beheads him. The Patriarch states, his filthy last words, "He have heard enough." 5 days later, the heads of all the spies are showcased outside the Patriarch's mansion. Meanwhile, the Patriarch ponders Hojeong's earlier statement, it's definitely the Yeon Clan. The Yeon and Yeon Clan joined forces? The Patriarch asks, why do he think that? Hojeong replies he can't tell him as of now. In the present, Hojeong trains with his new spear, reflecting. However, he is certain, those who seek to consume the clan, the Yeon Clan training the death sword, the Yeon Clan planting spies. Now it's their turn! He swings his spear with full force, causing a chi explosion. Late at night, as Hojeong attempts to depart the clan with the successor of the beggar sect, someone rushes towards him from behind with great speed, attempting to attack. This marks the conclusion of the 6th part of this manhwa. The 7th part will be uploaded soon. To show your support for the channel and help speed up the release of recaps for your favorite manhwa, please consider subscribing to the channel. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.